Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Move Me Back series. Today I have a very special guest with me. I have Naad. Have I said it right?
Yes.
Oh, thank God for that. Phew. Okay. So Naad, tell me, so you're a YouTuber as well, right? You've started your YouTube journey.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, what do you mostly talk about on your channel?
So on my channel, I usually just focus on like my journey coming back to Ghana, staying with my family and with my husband and my kids, and just kind of, capturing that journey so that if anyone else wants to make that move, then they can have an idea of what to expect.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, so tell me, are you Ghanaian?
I'm Ghanaian.
You're Ghanaian? Is your husband Ghanaian as well?
He's also Ghanaian.
Okay, nice. Okay, but you have not, did you ever live in Ghana?
I did live in Ghana I've actually visited Ghana several times since I was young. But to say I've stayed here, like one time I stayed for 2 years. Well, there's a funny story behind that.
Okay, we like funny stories.
So what happened was we were coming for just a regular, family visit in the summer. And then all of a sudden, when we were like about to leave, they were telling us, oh, you know what? Wouldn't it be a great idea if you just stay? And I have a younger brother, and my brother and I were like, what? So all of a sudden, they were like, yeah, you guys are not going back right now. We're gonna hang out here, and we want you guys to learn the culture and learn everything. And this is like the only way we could really get you guys to come here without running away.
What? So hold on, how old were you?
That's a good question. I think I was 17.
Really? So you had come over from the States?
Yes.
Canada. Is it Canada? America?
No. I was born and raised in New York.
Okay.
In the U.S.
Okay.
So we came over from New York for just a summer vacation.
Right. For a summer vacation, and then you ended up staying here. How long were you here for?
I was here for about 2 years.
Really? Oh my gosh. That must have been so shocking to think that you're coming. I mean, we hear of these stories, right, where people have come on holiday and then, your parent takes your passport and then you're here. This is where you live now. Welcome to your new home type thing. So how did that affect you? Tell me, what were your emotions like?
Oh yeah, my emotions were like a roller coaster because I was about to start university back in the States. So I was pretty bummed out about it. I was sad. I was like, no, I already had my friends. I even had like my roommates that I was going to stay with. I knew everything about everything. And then all of a sudden, all those things got shot down. They were like, no, you're not going. You're going to stay here. And it was like a huge 360 for me. Yeah. Even to the point that my friends thought like, were you guys kidnapped or something? Like, why are you guys not coming back? They don't, and then, in the States, it's like a conglomerate. Like, there's cultures from like everywhere. So they don't really understand the African culture where you could just kind of bring your kid over and they just stay for a couple of years. They're like, what?
Yeah.
So, but it was a lot. It wasn't easy at first to like kind of swallow that pill saying, we have to stay here. But we did eventually kind of embraced it.
Yeah.
And took upon ourselves that, okay, we're here, so we might as well make the best out of it.
I feel like you're playing it down, like your emotions down a bit, like you're being very conservative. Because if it was me and my parents did that to me back then, I'd be like, what? No way. I know like how I would have reacted. So I feel like you're kind of, anyway, okay, we're on camera, so it's fine. You're allowed to do that. But I'm sure there were a lot of mixed up emotions in there. So how did you move forward from that? Did you just decide to kind of, okay, I'm just going to make the best of a bad situation, or did you feel like you rebelled? How did you take it?
Yeah, it was a mixture of so many emotions. I went through a lot of phases where initially we were like so angry, like, oh, why? Like, what is this? It doesn't make sense. We're too grown to be left here like that. Like, if we were younger, then we would kind of assimilate easier, but like we're already grown, like. Yeah. And then, at the same time too, the other emotions would be, the next phase would be like, okay, I'm angry, but at the same time, maybe my parents have a point or reason why they're trying to do this. And so we would try to ask them, like, why did you do this? When we came to terms with it a little bit, then they would say, well, we want you guys to experience the culture and grow up here a little bit so you can, value what you have in the States. So you're not just taking advantage of it all the time. We said, okay, but we could have still done that over there. Why did we have to be physically here? And so it was just a lot of questions we had for them. And those are the answers they gave us. And eventually acceptance. I mean, the rebelling definitely happened, but it didn't happen in a an extreme manner. It was just like, oh, go here, and we'd be like, no, we don't want to go, so we would just stay inside, you know. And everybody would be like, why, you don't want to come out, you don't want to go in here, you don't want to be involved with your friends. And so eventually we realized, okay, we can't keep that going on for so long. So we eventually had to come out of our shell and embrace where we are. We kind of accepted it, like, okay, we're here, like, what can we do? We can't do anything again. They have everything, you know.
Wow, that's a lot to deal with. So how did you then go from having that experience of being forced to stay here to then going back to the States and then deciding, okay, actually I'm going to live in Ghana? How did that happen?
Yeah, that it's so funny that you asked that question, because my friends were like, oh, when I came back finally, they were like, yeah, you are not going to go back because of that experience.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no. And my brother was like, yeah, we're not going back. Because, you know, Ghana is not easy to get used to initially, especially coming from there, growing up for like 17 years, 20 years.
Yeah.
There's light off, there's mosquitoes, there's water issues, there's road issues, there's transportation issues. I'm used to taking my subway, my train. I'm going to somewhere, I just take my train, I go. I don't even have to tell anybody where I'm going. I have to all of a sudden get on a churro and start telling people where you're getting off. Like, and you have to ask them what the money is and how much to bargain. So it was a lot. But anyway, aside from that, I think the biggest thing that I would say made me finally decide to come back after all of that would be getting married and having children. Seeing it from now your parents' perspective. Okay, yeah, it's kind of true. Like, you know, because you want them. I wanted them to have the best of both worlds. I didn't want them to only be one-sided, which I think where my parents were also coming from. And so I wanted that too for them. But then mine was even more in the sense that, you know, back in New York, like, in the city, you're not able to really get to have a childhood where you can be outside and play all the time without having to think of any type of violence or gangs or any type of drugs. Like, it's too much. Like, you're always worried about the influences. You don't know who is talking to your kids. And so we weren't allowed to go out to play a lot. We weren't allowed to go to the park. It was just like we would have to be inside most of the time. We would have to be inside, and then we would be, you know, like looking out the window like all the other kids. Like. And so I didn't, you know, it was okay. It's just there's so much more to the world than just that type of lifestyle. And so I saw that in Ghana, the kids are able to play, they're able to be free. And then the culture, the language. My biggest thing was the language.
Right.
I honestly will say this and say this again, that language is worth more than gold. For me and my brother, yes, unfortunately we don't speak the languages. My mother is Fanti, and my father is Chamba. But my mom, she's like, what do they call it, polyglot? Like, she can speak many languages. But my dad, he speaks a lot of languages too, but not as many as my mom does. So just basically, the language they both speak together most of the time was Hausa when we were growing up. So we understand that. I can speak that. But for their native tongue, I can't speak those. And so then it was just going to be, again, speaking English to my kids and having to deal with your Ghanaian fellow men and women that you meet abroad and at home asking you, why don't you speak the language? And they look at you like you're missing an ear. They're like, why don't you speak the language? And you're like, okay, I can't explain that, but this is who I am. And I'm going to learn it, but it's going to take time. But I don't want my kids to go through that. I want them to be immersed in that environment. And they speak literally 3 or 4 languages right now. Oh, really? Yeah, like
from the time that you've been here, you've learned.
Yes.
How long have you been here now?
Okay, so we made the move. Actually, we've made a couple of moves. Okay. So in 2018, I brought the kids for the first time to kind of settle down and see how they'll do. And then I didn't stay long. I went back. And so they stayed with family. And then I came back again. And that's when I had my 2 oldest boys. Then I came for the boys. Then I came back with the boys. So I went like back and forth. You know, because at the end of the day, you miss them. Being away from them for so long, and you need financial, you need to take care of yourself. So, and I wasn't established in Ghana. I don't have anything here yet. But you know, all I knew is I just wanted to go to Ghana and stay there and live there. because I just love the lifestyle and the peacefulness and everything. So long story short, since 2018, but for us to say permanently, I would say probably around 2020. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
okay.
around, is it COVID? Yeah, around COVID time, where we finally said, okay, we're coming, and we're staying.
Yeah.
So we had moved. I have a video up about shipping to Ghana. Like I shipped a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
We moved a lot of stuff. The kids go to school here. They're like used to everything. Like so, I would say a good 2 years.
Wow.
We've been here now.
Wow.
Without the back and forth.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, with that time frame, because they interact with so many kids in school, they get to speak Twi, they get to speak Hausa. So I'm also Muslim, so the children go to something we call halakha after school. It's like in the evening time. Let's say between Asr and Maghrib, those are the prayers that we have. Two of the prayers. We pray 5 times a day, but those are okay, let me just explain it just in case somebody doesn't know.
Yeah.
There's 5 prayers, so there's Fajr, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, and Isha. And they're based on the sun, the sunset, and the times of the day.
Okay.
And basically between Maghrib and, between Asr and Maghrib, which is around between 3:30, and almost maybe 6:15, they go to something called halakha, which is like, I would say Sunday school, but like in the evening.
Okay.
Every day.
Oh, every day.
And that's something they don't really have in New York as well. So I like that. It kind of brings them home, like lets them know like what they need to be learning at a young age.
Yeah.
And a love for the religion. So anyway, with that one, they also learn Hausa. So they're just immersed with all this language everywhere. Even in my house, we speak Chamba. My mom's side, they speak Fanti, they speak Twi. So it's like the children are speaking everything.
Wow.
I didn't get that.
Wow. So now they have to teach you.
That's what everybody says. Just yesterday, somebody said that. They're like, your kids will just teach you. Why are you so worried? I'm like, I know, but they all speak English to me, though.
No, you have to get them to speak like the Twi to you, know.
I'm telling
So you pick it up slowly, you know. You pick up a few things here or there.
Yes.
Okay, so is your husband also Muslim?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
yes,
nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Right. So when your children started school, how did they integrate? I know you'd left them for some time and gone and come back for them and all of that.
Right.
Did they find it okay to like kind of get into the community and be all right?
Yeah, the funny thing is too, I always say that, right? Sorry.
Yeah. No, everything's funny. Yeah.
I like laughing. So I'm always laughing. So I say the funny thing
is.
Yeah. So the journey to Ghana, that's why I call my channel Naad's Journey, because it's like every single step you take, you learn something new and you take something from it.
Yeah.
The schooling too was also an issue. I didn't want them going to like an international school. I wanted them to be in the environment, in the community. Like I didn't want them to be separated.
Yeah.
And then they'll be somewhere. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with international schools.
Yeah.
They're actually great. They're really good schools.
Oh
actually.
yeah, everybody can choose. You can choose what you want, right?
Absolutely right. But the thing is, most of the time they will assume that because we're all foreigners. Well, you know.
Yeah.
That. Oh, okay, you'll just automatically send them there. No, that's for me. For me, I wanted them to be able to feel like, okay, even though I'm, in this environment where I'm not familiar with, everyone looks like me though, and everyone speaks a language that I'm kind of familiar with, but I don't really hear that much, but I will learn.
Yeah.
So for that, I had to choose different schools. So finally, we settled on a school that they liked, and they like it. They assimilated pretty well.
Okay.
They made friends. Like my children, their ages. The oldest is 9. He's going to be 10 in October.
Oh, okay.
The youngest boy is 5. He's going to be 6 next week Sunday.
Oh, nice.
And my baby girl, she's 3 years old. And so, the younger ones, they pretty much assimilate very easily.
Yeah,
once they see someone their age,
they're
just like,
gone. Yeah. They forget about you.
They forget about it.
Yeah.
They don't even know where I am. They're like, bye, mom.
Yeah.
But my oldest was like asking questions all the time, like, Mom, why, I like it here, but why did we have to come? I have friends over there too. So he's getting to that age where he was asking a lot of questions. And I was always explaining to him, like, hey, here you get to be outside and play. You have so much energy and ability to say, hey, I can come out and smell the fresh air.
Yeah.
And just, you don't have to worry about the color of your skin. Like for me, especially raising black men in the West, it's like so stressful because you don't know if they'll come home. Like they'll just be in their car and then they'll get stopped for like for whatever reason. And if maybe they're in the car with the wrong friend, they're gonna all get up and get in trouble, and it's just like you'll just get messed up in the system. I don't want them to get caught in that system. And the violence. Everybody knows this. America is very violent, to me, in my opinion. There's too much guns.
Yeah.
I don't even let them play video games with guns because I don't think it's the best. I think it almost even, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with video games with guns again, but I think what I would say the most part is just introducing that at a young age just makes it seem like it's something okay. And to me, it's not okay. You don't need to answer violence with violence. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have something to protect yourself if that's what you want, but I don't think children need to be in that type of environment where they have to be dodging bullets. You can wake up in the morning, like right before I flew back right now, like a month ago, I heard gunshots outside my window. And it's totally normal over there. Like, like so. Everybody's like, whatever. And you know, crazy. It's like, how much more are we gonna have to stay there to say, oh, we're here for greener pastures, but you might not make it. So I don't think it makes sense. Back in Africa, everybody initially, long time ago, they weren't really fond of people moving back to Ghana. They were like, oh, Ghana, you know, it's too stressful. Their economy is bad. They cut off the light. There's no money. There's no jobs. Like, where are you going? You know? And so that's why our parents, I would say, try to travel outside of the country and make something of themselves, which we appreciate them for. Without them doing that, we wouldn't have the status that we have. I always tell my mom that, and my dad too. Like, we wouldn't have the status they gave us. And so we're so blessed for that. But at the same time, now we're looking even deeper into that vision and saying, okay, we're here, we have this opportunity, but now let's also come back and give everyone else a chance to see how far we've come and what opportunities we can provide everybody else here at home. Like, we make so much money back in the States, fine, but bring some of it back home so we can develop our own continent. Africa has so many resources. Like, we are so self-sufficient, but most of the time we're always looking outside. Everybody's wondering, where are you from? Oh, you're from Italy. Oh, you're from here. Oh, you're from Australia. Oh, you're from the States. I'm like, why is everyone focused on where everyone is from? Like, what about, I'm from Kumasi and I'm from Takrady. Even though you're a foreigner, just say that. Stop saying where I'm from outside, because then it makes it like, oh. But then there's Ghanaians who are here, they've never traveled, but they've made something of themselves. Their families are very happy. Their children are very happy. You don't hear of, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, you don't hear of suicide, you don't hear of drug overdose, you don't hear of someone getting shot, you don't hear of someone getting locked up. It's very rare to hear that in Ghana. But in the West, it's so commonplace. It's so commonplace. Like, you'll just be like, oh, that guy, he was just my neighbor. Wow. You know?
There's a lot of things definitely abroad that make people unhappy, that kind of bring them to making such decisions, you know.
Decisions, it's true, it's true.
So when you were moving to Ghana, did you already have a place to stay? How did you do that? Because I feel like that's, you know, that's kind of like high on people's priority list of, okay, if I want to move to Ghana, I mean, where am I going to stay? How, you know, how do I fund myself? How, you know, how is this, how that kind of thing. So what did you do?
I think I would say the Ghanaians who are abroad, like ourselves who are Ghanaian lineage have it easier to come back home than those who don't, because we can just stay with family. So I stayed with my family for some time, and then we had something built in that same area. And so we're there, and then, you know, we're focusing on trying to build our own house too. But we have something for now that we're staying in so that the kids can be going to school here. Because if I said, I'm gonna wait until like I build something huge for me and my family, it's gonna take a while. And then the years are going by and the kids are not getting that opportunity to live that childhood I wanted them to live. And so I decided, no, I'm not gonna wait till that time. I'm gonna make sure that we have something at least that we can stay in temporarily until our thing is done. And I think most people do that. They kind of stay with family until they're like get their feet settled. So don't be afraid to ask family if you can stay with them for some time. Here it's not like in the States where you're kind of I mean, of course, it's someone's space, but you're not worried about, oh, I have to pay rent and then I have to share the rent with somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, not everywhere. Some places you have to pay rent in Ghana. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're with family, they'll consider you. If you at least give them a time frame, maybe that will help too, so they don't feel like you're there forever. But at the same time, they are willing to take you in.
Yeah,
Because you're here, and they love family here. We're very family oriented. They're not like, oh, I don't want to see my sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Like, you know how in the West we're trying to avoid people like, I'm working. I can't miss you. Like, no, like I'm busy. But here it's like they don't care if you're busy. They will come to your house and come and check on you. Like they're coming in. They don't care if you say I'm going somewhere. So I think in that sense, because of the ones who have Ghanaian lineage, we do have that easy ability to come back home and say, I'm just going to come and stay with family a little bit.
Yeah.
For those who do not have that, I would think, honestly, now they have so many options compared to before.
Yeah.
They have Airbnbs, they have short-term rentals, and then you have to network and you have to connect with people.
Oh, yeah.
You have to put yourself out there and talk to people, and people will get you to the right person.
Yep.
And you will be surprised on how many places you can stay for some time when you finally feel like, okay, now I'm settled, I can move to my own place, you can go. But just decide that you want to come, and then everything else will fall into place.
Yeah. I think you said something that was really important a bit earlier on. You said, we decided to stay with family for now. And I think that for now is really important, because most people feel like you have to have a complete setup before you can make the move, and you actually don't have to have that.
Absolutely.
You can have a situation for now. You know, I tell people all the time that when we moved to Ghana, I stayed with my dad and we were in one room, but it was a for now situation until we could kind of get ourselves prepared and know what the next step was.
Exactly.
You don't have to have all the answers yet. It's okay for those answers to come later on. So I'm really glad that you actually touched on that. That was really, really good.
Right.
So tell me, what do you do to support yourself here? Because obviously, even though Ghana is probably a little bit cheaper than the West, it's still not free, right?
Not free.
So how do you support yourself financially?
Yeah, so I still go back and forth to the States because I'm a nurse. I'm an RN. But I do travel nursing, so I can do like short-term contracts, and then when they're done, then I come back home. I come back to Ghana and stay with my kids, because I also want to be part of their lives. I don't want to be like sending my kids to Ghana and then not seeing them for like 10, 20 years. That I don't agree with either.
Right.
Because you don't form a relationship with them. They don't know you anymore. You're almost like a stranger when you come back. Okay, fine, you took care of my education and you made sure there was clothes on my back and I was fed, but I don't know you.
Yeah.
And that's not good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I said, no, I have to. And thank God for that option for me. I mean, not everybody has that option.
Yeah.
But now a lot of stuff are going online, you know, so there's ways around it. You just need to make that decision and say, hey, I want to do this, and everything else will follow.
Okay.
But for me, because I'm a nurse and I love my nursing, I'm a labor and delivery nurse, so I help women that are pregnant, and I love my job. I think it's the best job in the world, delivering all these babies. But then I also want to take care of my family. I want to live a fulfilled life and not wait until I'm retired from nursing before I do that.
Right.
Because I think now, before we used to look up to all these nurses or all these professional jobs that they'll say, okay, now I'm retired and now I'm going to take care of my kids and grandkids, and you can't do that.
It doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
How do you know you're even going to get to retirement age, right?
Exactly.
No
and now
guarantees.
the retirement age is even getting older.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee. You don't even know if you make it to tomorrow. And then we'll say that, oh, we get to retirement age and enjoy life. No.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with that at all. I think you should live now. Make the most of what you have now, and try to invest your time, because time is money too. Yeah. Time is also very, very important. Like without that, you don't have anything. Time and health. Your health and your time. That's it.
Exactly. So have you thought about doing nursing here? If not, why not? Tell me.
I did volunteer in this clinic back in 2009 when I stayed here by force by my parents. I said I'll make the most out of it. So, and at that time I was interested in nursing, but I didn't have my nursing degree yet. Okay. So I decided I was going to volunteer, and I volunteered in a labor ward, which is so ironic. Okay. I ended up working in labor and delivery later. Yeah. It was like a calling, I guess, from like when I was young.
Definitely, it was right on you.
And so, I saw a lot. And coming from that environment, coming from the States to this environment, it's like It's not I can't do it. It's just there's a lot of resources that I'll be expecting to be there and they're not there.
Right.
And I think if I was coming from here to the States, I would be like, oh wow, this is nice. There's like everything here. And there's, you know, you're not doing like nit gritty. Like I need a gauze, I need a Band-Aid, like one by one. The patient has to pay for every single thing.
Yeah.
No, we don't do that over there. Every single thing that's covered by the insurance, which I know the insurance in the States is also a problem. At least, you know, other countries, they have better insurance. But the States, anyway, that's a whole different discussion. but for the most part, the insurance covers everything. You're not worried about little things like that.
Yeah.
Where here, not to say they don't have insurance in Ghana, and I think now people are coming out with insurance companies. Yeah, so I've seen them too. And I think they're doing a great job. But I think for that everyday kind of person, or let me say my everyday ladies who are giving birth, it's not easy for them here. They go through a lot. Like the way we treat our patients there is amazing in the States. To me, in my opinion, patient care and patient satisfaction is the #1 priority for most professionals, healthcare professionals. We want our patients to be happy and to be healthy. And not that Ghana, they don't want that. It's just there's not that patient relationship with the healthcare professional the same way.
Okay.
It's almost like they're ordering you to like go and do something. That's it.
Right. Okay. So you've touched on something here which I would like to bring up a little bit more. So you said that when you were here in 2009, you volunteered, and so you saw some things. Give me an example of something you saw that just kind of like shocked you. I know that times have probably changed now, so it's probably not like that anymore. But maybe just humor me and just, you know, tell me something that like you hadn't expected to see and you saw here whilst volunteering. You were like, oh my gosh, that's different. She's laughing.
No, because I don't want someone to come and beat me. I'm joking. Okay. So basically, you know, like, I mean, okay, like there was a woman giving birth, and then, you know, this is with me not having any experience in the States yet with women giving birth. You know, the midwife was like telling her to push, and she didn't have any patience with her at all. She was just being so mean to her.
Yeah.
The lady was crying. She was in a lot of pain. And mind you, she was laying on the floor because there was no bed for a long time. So now she finally got off the floor. And this is a very low income clinic that I worked at. And they got her off the floor and then transferred her to another room. She had to walk by herself. Meanwhile, in the States, they'll push you with the wheelchair. Yeah. Even though obviously they'll make you walk too if you can, but we will take a lot of your emotions and pain into consideration. Here they don't care. Not to say everybody's like that. Please don't come for me. I'm just saying.
Don't come for her.
I'm just saying I have the experience, so I know where they were just like, no, they didn't have any empathy for her at all. They were just telling her like, hey, you need to get up on this table, you need to push this baby out, and I don't want to hear anything.
Wow.
And it was like, wow. I'm like, but she's a mom, she's a human being, and maybe this, I think for her, I'm not sure, but I think it was her first baby, so she doesn't even know what to expect. So at least have a little bit of patience or empathy for her. It was like, no.
Wow.
None. And then she finally gave birth, and she had a beautiful baby boy, and she literally had to go home the same day.
Wow.
And that shocked me too, because I was like, at least I know that. I mean, I don't know if every hospital is like that, but some. I mean, obviously, if you're fit and you're able to go home, you can go if you want to. I'm not saying you can't. They have people who do home births in their house already. I'm just saying that, you know,
it's
at
nice
least
to have the option, right?
Exactly. At least have the option to say, okay, you can stay for 2 days, and then we're just gonna make sure you and your baby are fine, and then you can go home. Because there's just so much education that happens when you're giving birth, and then after you give birth as well. And during the pregnancy, I think that education is absolutely paramount in how you take care of your kids and your future kids. Because whatever you do with your first 2 kids, fine, you'll get better. But that same routine is pretty much what you're gonna do for the other kids. I'm just saying.
I'm laughing because I'm like, as a mother, I know your first child that you have is almost like an experiment. You don't know what you're doing. You're like, oh my gosh, he's gone to the toilet, like what do I do? Like you don't know, do you know what I mean? And so every child you have, you get a bit better, you get a bit faster, you're a bit more clued up. So that's the reason I'm laughing.
It's true, it's true.
It's an experiment.
And so just understand her that, okay, it's her first time. Just be a little bit patient with them when they're coming to the labor ward and they're in pain. I know we see them every day. We know they're in pain and we're used to that. We see a lot of them. But just have the empathetic side of you to say, hey, okay, mom, you're gonna be fine. I didn't see one person doing that. It was just like, hey, get over here, go here,
Wow.
go lay down. Come on, push your baby out and let's go. And I know it's a life and death situation, but there's a way to handle it.
Yeah.
Because that person will never forget that experience.
Yeah,
and they
of
remember
course.
the people who were there too. Even C-sections, the same cesarean section, the same thing. You were there, and the patient can hear everything everyone is saying on the table.
Wow.
So to me, empathy is what we're lacking in Ghana with healthcare.
Yeah.
Not everybody. I'm just saying, majority of the healthcare system, especially with the nurses, we have to come back to that empathetic side of nursing where we care about patients and we're nice to them.
Yes.
And we're not being so authoritative to the patients. I think that's where.
Yes.
And so for me, coming from that environment to here is going to be hard because not that it's impossible. It's just I'm going to.
So I think it's important to obviously state that that was a long time ago where you had that experience. So obviously things have probably changed now. So it's not the same situation. I know there are a lot of other hospitals here that have popped up. So healthcare is a little bit different. So I think it's important to say that on camera as well, so you guys don't get scared. All right, I just wanted to ask the question, you know. So that's fine. So tell me, give me a high that you've had since you've been here in Ghana. Like, what has been the most beautifulest thing that you've experienced since you've been back?
Oh, the most beautiful thing is watching my children just flourish in this environment. Yeah, like them speaking the language. Like my little 3-year-old daughter is like loving every bit of it. She is, and so she's, you know, the culture is so, you need to be immersed in the culture for you to really know it. And you could say, okay, I'm from Ghana, but you really need to be there when someone's getting married and see you from beginning to end. You really need to be there when somebody is about to, you know, okay, someone had a baby and you're there for that celebration. You get to be there from beginning to end. Somebody's, you know, just an event. Anything that's going on that you can see the culture come out in display, you won't understand it unless you're actually physically there, in my opinion. And so for them, my daughter or my sons, you can't tell them that they don't know what to expect. Whereas I'm not saying back in the States people don't have that same experience. They do try to bring it there. But for me, I didn't get that a lot because I just didn't. And it was okay. It's just I didn't get that. And so because of that, I didn't know what to expect with a lot of things. And it was almost like expected that you should know that already. And I didn't know. And so because of that, because I didn't know, it made me search for the information. I had to go out and look for it. Or I had to really find out who I really am, basically. Who am I? Like, where did I come from?
Relearning all over again.
Pretty much. I'm from New York, fine, but where am I really from? And you know, in New York, you don't fit in either because you're not, well, who fits in there? I mean, everybody's an immigrant, right? But honestly, like, at the end of the day, you're from somewhere. Everybody's from somewhere. And everyone's proud of their heritage, so why shouldn't I? So I have to find out who I am. But you can't take that away from the kids. They know who they are. They know where they came from. They know everything about this environment. And so for me, that's the highlight of everything, that they're just immersed in that lifestyle. Like, it's worth more than anything I can say.
Nice. Okay. So what has been your lowest point being here?
Oh, the lowest point, the change in prices of things. I think now, especially recently, things are getting very expensive in Ghana, I would say, and that too obviously is like that everywhere, but for Ghana, like, for the prices to shoot up like that, and then when things calm down, the prices don't go back down. It's not fair, you know. Not to scare anybody again. Let me also say that too. I mean, if you budget yourself properly, you should expect the unexpected too. But again, you know, that's probably the things that I'm worried about, like money, you know, because you need to be financially secure in order to feel like you're okay. And I think for me, the inflation is a bit much right now, but I think it'll get better. I think with everything that's going on in the economy in the world right now, it's just a setback right now. But I think Ghana will bounce back. I just think that a lot of people should come back home and invest in Ghana. And that would help boost the economy. Because the entrepreneurs are the ones building Ghana right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Not the big guys like, oh, sorry, I didn't say that. Not the, you know, the people who are coming out of their shell and saying, I'm here, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to promote this. They're the ones really, really putting Ghana out on the map. Allowing us to, you know, come out of ourselves and say, hey. We're here, we're ready, we want to improve our country. And I think, to me, that's the best. So from a low to a high.
Yeah.
I would say.
Nice. No, it's been good. It's been really, really good. So give me one key piece of information that you would give to someone who wants to move to Ghana. Just one little key that you think is really important.
Okay, one key information I would say is, well, there's many, but one key important one would be to make sure you're coming for the right reasons. Yeah,
Right.
and to know why you're coming with, if it's you or just you and your family.
Yeah.
Just know you're coming for the right reason. Because those who come on holiday, like that's a different experience.
Completely. They're not the same. Apples, oranges. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally different. Like you'll have your whole entire family and friends coming to bring you food every single day.
Yeah.
That will last for like probably 2 weeks. I'm joking. And then after that, you're like, okay, but the family, the holiday trip, it's nice, it's great.
Yeah.
But to say I'm gonna come and stay here and live here, it's a whole different ballgame. I've watched Della from her roots, like when she started. Even before, like, you know, like way back, oh my gosh. And I would say you're one of the pioneers on YouTube for Ghana.
Oh,
yeah,
thank
before
you.
even everybody else came out. Obviously, Waterbury was here long.
Yeah.
But like everybody else, they were way after you. Even my mom watched, me and my mom watched
Really?
you. Yeah, we used to watch you.
Wow.
And I loved her. Like even before I think you had your last one. Because you had one of the kids here,
Yes,
right?
yes, my last one was here.
I used to watch her all the time. And so for me, when I see moms like you, women like you coming out and like putting yourself out there, I'm just like, wow. She knew why she came and she stuck with it. She didn't change. She had hard times and she moved on from them. And she built upon that. She's come a long way. And so to me, I know that she knew why she came and what the purpose of her coming, and she stuck with it.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. Even through the trials and tribulations that you might face, just know that they're gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah.
And then know that this is why I came, so this is why I'm still here.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
don't let anyone question why you're here or why your family's here. Because that kind of played with me too. Because people were like, why are you going? Your kids are there, you're here. And I go back and forth. I'm always back and forth. So I'm in both places. So they're always like, how do you do that? How do you leave your kids and you go to work? And then, you know, you're like, and you kind of feel bad. And they're like kind of putting you in some place. And then you have to bring yourself, you have to psych yourself up and be like, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I came. And you have to be okay with that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Because people will try to confuse you.
Yeah.
And your family too. They'll just question, because they're in the West too. They're like, why? Why?
Yeah.
Where? Why? It doesn't correlate, but you understand. And then what's going to happen is they're all going to come and visit you, and now they're all going to want to stay and live with you.
After you've done all the hard work,
After you've done all the hard work, you know? So
it's true,
you just have to really know why you're coming to that, and then everything else will fall into place.
I think that's really, really good what you've actually said, because knowing your why is what will keep you grounded and keep you going. If you don't have your why, it's so easy to get distracted by all the different other things happening around you. Stick to, have a why and absolutely stick to it. I love that. Great piece of information right there. Absolutely. Okay, so tell me, so where can people find you if they would like to follow you?
Okay, so I'm on YouTube. My channel is called Naad's Journey. I also have an Instagram handle. It's called Naad's Journey as well. And let me see. I have TikTok, but the TikTok is kind of, you know, getting started. So when I also add that to my my pages, and then you can also see me there. So but for my YouTube and for my Instagram handles, those are the two places that you'll find me. You can follow me and follow my journey. And I just hope I can inspire other people that are, you know, afraid to take that step. Don't be afraid to take that step. At least you can say you took the step and you did it.
Tried it, yeah.
And then you can make that decision whether or not you stay. But honestly, I know you end up staying, because we forgot about talking about the food. Ghana's food is absolutely amazing. The food is so organic and so natural.
Very fresh.
You will just like, everything tastes so different. You're just like, why does the mango here taste so good?
That's so true.
And then I go back and I'm like, no, this mango is not the same.
Yeah. I agree.
So yeah, but those are the places you can find me.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time out to speak to me today. I really, really do appreciate it.
I'm honored that you're speaking to me. I'm so honored. I'm like, oh my God, I'm speaking to Dewa. Oh my God.
Oh no.
True Ghana girl.
Oh gosh, I'm only little old me, trust me. Well, thank you so much. Okay, so guys, I do encourage you to please go ahead and subscribe to Naad's channel as well. Follow, see what she's doing. You know, encourage her as well, because we all need encouraging from time to time, right? So let's encourage her. Let's get her numbers up as well, and let's go from there. So guys, if you haven't already also subscribed to this channel, I would love it if you would do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment and share this video. Until next time, I'm out. Nuti Fafa.